Good morning. My name is Abby, and I run 100creatives.com. We are the production house that delivers 100 creative assets, a minimum of 100 creative assets, I should say, to DTC brands that are doing 5 million and plus. So the goal here is to make sure that you have enough consistent flow of assets so that you never run dry on ads. So you're always testing new winning concepts and iterating and doubling down on the things that actually perform best. And that's exactly what we do. So if you need more content, 100, at least 100 pieces of content and creatives, we got you covered, whether it's video or ads or static. But in this video, we're going to take a look at how our workflow, like how we do what we do, how we deliver hundreds of creatives at scale, because it is something that normal traditional agency cannot really do quite yet, and so we take a different approach, and I'm going to show you that exactly. All right, so we take a workflow based approach. So entirely, this workflow consists of multiple kind of um, directions that it's like inputs coming from. Output direction is just one, which is this, the final work. Um, and it's only 10, and we're not going to take all 10 of these to deliver to you because some of them are not going to be that good. Some of them are going to be awesome, and we're definitely going to take those. But anyways, the first step is basically you either give us your character. So basically, let's say you have a character that you're already working with. We just take a little images of those people to make sure that we are working with the faces that your brand and your customers are familiar with. And then we take some images. So this could be a product shot. It could be just, let's say it's a t-shirt that we're working with. Um, this could be something that we do, you send us a picture of, your t-shirts, and then we just plug it in here. But in this case, we had a model because we're using the existing photo shoot to kind of enhance on it. Now, some brands also just put the clothes on mannequins and send it to us so that, it gives us a fitting kind of like how it fits, kind of the information about that. And yeah, we just take this information and then combine it so that we can make our model wear this soap. And that's exactly right here. Okay. Now we can tell it to just go ahead and wear the jewelry, and it would look like this. If you can see it. But anyways, yeah, you get the idea. Yeah. So from there, this becomes our character reference sheet, and what we're doing here is we're making sure that this sheet is attached with all the images that we generate. But before we hit generate, this prompt is very necessary because the prompt is saying that we are basically, taking all these images of the clothes. Image one is of the character, so make sure that our character is wearing those clothes on a white background so that it looks like a studio shot, so that we can, have a better point of reference. Now, this here is where we're going to get a creative brief. So our client sends a creative brief, basically information about what the shot's going to be like, what are we trying to, accomplish with this, and any guidelines and stuff like that. And here we analyze the brand and add brand context. So basically, what we're doing here is understanding the brand and making sure that our workflow, our system absolutely has no room for making mistakes. We have the color palette, we have celebrity clients, we have visual identity, we have the brand voice, we have the core values, all those things. Now, there we have a prompt, like what do we want the system to do with this brand context that we just provided it, is what we're essentially creating a brand bible. So like analyze all this stuff in a way that it is easily digestible for the system and the nodes coming up ahead. Okay, then in this one we're basically just going to um, combine them all together. Okay, and I'm going to show you this in a second because one of these components are coming from here. So this is our mood board. We are basically using high contrast here because um, according to the research, high contrast converts better, and having a face in the image also converts better. Um, we've mapped like built over 2 billion people data using our technology, and basically that gives us an understanding of what creative is going to convert. And so we try to implement that as much as we can so that we give you best ROI on your ad spend, best ROAS. But anyways, so we go onto the web and get some images. What do we kind of, it's like inspiration, mood boarding, if you will. Then we have that, and then another prompt to kind of gather all the insights to kind of what all the visual aspects of it all are. I had to gather that and put it into a visual DNA. And that's exactly what this is doing here. Now we have three things: a visual DNA, a creative brief, and a brand context. So what we're going to do is combine all those three. So creative brief goes here, brand Bible goes here, and visual DNA that we got from up above, as you can see, goes here. Now, this becomes the basis of our entire photo shoot. Okay. Um, and the next step is basically we connect it to a brain, a creative director. Okay. So the goal of the creative director is to first think. It thinks in three parts. The first part is that it thinks about what is our shoot going to look like? What is it that we're actually going to take pictures of? And what direction, like how do we want to be creative today? Stuff like that. And then once it thinks about that, as you can see, we have a system prompt that is very tightened in a way to make sure that we have most shots at success. Um, once it's thought that, it also, by the way, analyzes one of the images, it's basically the character, just to kind of make sure, okay, this is what the character looks like. Now, what do we want to do with it? And then once it has an idea, it then needs to put into words so that, obviously, as you know, you if you have employees, you have to tell them what to do, or they won't, or you cannot be upset at what you for not doing what you didn't tell them to do. So yeah, that's what the prompt engineer does. It takes the creative direction and it doesn't change it at all. It just puts it into words. So here we're using it to generate 10 prompts. Now 10 prompts works best because um, I find that if you do too much, the prompts, like the LLMs, start to hallucinate. And so you can run this flow 10 times to get kind of like 60% outcomes that you actually like, and then send it, you know, use it for your ads or content. But, anyways, we have the prompts now. Now we tell this to basically break the prompt down into chunks, and we combine, well, sorry, first of all, we take this prompt and we combine it with the visual DNA. So the brand, this brand rules guide that we created earlier. So the entire goal is to make sure that, hey, we have these prompts and then we have this visual DNA. Can you make sure we feed it into the quality gate? Can you make sure that all these prompts are actually following the details, the visual DNA that we are looking for? Are we following all the brand guidelines? That's exactly what this prompt, this agent is kind of making sure of. And once it approves, um, it basically, we have a text splitter here that splits 10 prompts into their own positions. And then we have all the image nodes. Now you can use Nano Banana Pro. I use Nano Banana 2 for the sake of this video. Um, so that we can kind of concept things really fast. And then once we have it finalized, we can just literally use Nano Pro to kind of create professional images and then put them through the upscaler so that you can use it for various purposes. Um, but yeah, what we're trying to do here is, you know, we get the prompt and then we also give it the reference image of the character here so that it can always reference to that. And just for a bonus, like these days, video is a big thing. So I just created a video which I haven't seen yet. So we're going to watch it for the first time and we're going to be either pleasantly surprised or non pleasantly surprised. So we're going to see. But before that, I'm going to kind of go over how I went about creating the video. So basically, now we have all these images. Okay. And if we want, we can tell the creative director that, hey, you create images in kinetic, in movement, so that we can, later on add video to it or convert it into video. So I took this image